Action!
Hello, I'm Alan Shoulder, the one-time greatest football player Newcastle United have ever had. Get along to see the football show with Gavin.
And Lee.
And Lee as well.
On the first ever online football show, we have got
we're good for. We'll keep quiet with it.
Right, so
kicked in the tabloids. Gavin Lee gets stung by a nasty reporter, Sam Anecdotes style, and the reenact Graham Taylor's darkest hour.
See, they're confused now. Isn't that what you're about?
Not confused. They shouldn't be confused. If they're not,
By the way, if you want to drop a donation into the football show, however large, just put it through to the thing that's up on the screen, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, on with the show.
Jones were standing talking to him, and I had these Roman gold-plated cufflinks on. He said, "Can I borrow them for me?" "Sure." I says, "Oh yeah." The bastard went away with them, and I never got them. It cost me a fortune getting all over Las Vegas looking for them.
Funny enough, I bet Tom Jones is doing a talking right now, telling you how he got them, you know. I got these off Ron McGarry. You know, have goals will travel. So yeah, what's this, the cards, have goals will travel? What was that about?
Well, there was a programme, Have Guns Will Travel was a paladin and that, you know. Yeah. And this friend of mine says, "Why don't you get a gimmick?" Well, says, "I've been walking down the street like a transvestite and I'm still not getting noticed." But he needs something else. So he decided to make these cards, Have Goals Will Travel, Ron McGarry, Newcastle United. Well, I was getting them from all the soldiers in Singapore, Hong Kong and all that to send for the cards, you know. And then when I got this name, Cassius, he says, "We make some other cards and put them on." I says, "Oh no, can I do that, you know?" And then he says, "Why?" I says, "Well, I'll tell you a story. When I became Cassius, I says, I get a phone call from fucking America. This bloke comes over and he says, 'Hey, you're Cassius and you?' I says, 'Aye.' He says, 'Your well-known nickname, it's going all over the world.' He says, 'Can I borrow it?' And look what happened to him."
He turned Muslim, didn't he? And but anyway, so was it because he laid somebody out? You told us you did.
I knocked Farmer, and the farmer he kept following me all the time. I said, "I'll get that bastard." So I booked him and knocked him out.
Did you?
And I got sent out. And as I was walking up the stairs, Jimmy Hill was coming down the comedy director. He says, "You silly boy." I said, "If you didn't get down the stairs, I'll rip that fucking beard right out there." And he shot this guy hard. And he told me I was going out with a girl from Sunderland. Well, when you're a supplier, you move round.
Did you ever see Jimmy Hill socially since? Did you ever mention it?
No, he's never ever said anything. No. But I know Joe sent for me, and he says, "It's come to my knowledge that you're courting a girl from Sunderland." I says, "Aye." What's man did that like? He says, "Well, I'm leaving you out the team this weekend. You come to your senses." And he left us out, you know. I just kind of dump it on Sunday because we're going out tomorrow night.
The brilliant Ron McGarry there on our first ever show on January 2016, talking about Ronnie Farmer of Coventry City, who's still alive, and also Tom Jones and Joe Harvey. Yes, well, it's been quite an interesting time, isn't it, what with the virus and everybody having to stay in. A lot of us have got a lot of things done which we didn't get done before. Apparently Malcolm McDonald has actually finished his story off, and Alan Shearer has creosoted a whole fence in his garden, which obviously took him a long time because his garden covers half of fucking Northumberland. But on the upside, you know, I mean, when you think about it, you know, about football, I don't think Joe Linton's had a bad game for about a month. However, speaking of anniversaries, of course, last Thursday it was 2 years since Ray Butch Wilkins passed on. It's 17 years in February since Bobby Moore passed, and it's been 9 months since fucking Almiron passed. But at Newcastle at the moment, it's takeover talk once again, isn't there? You know what I mean? Mike Ashley, of course, has got a story that there's a very good source that there is actually a Saudi businessman that's going to take them over. When he was asked, he said, "It's a shake, isn't it? Shake, shaky hand sanitizer. That's who it is." And of course, it was lovely to see Bobby Moncur getting in touch with the elderly and the vulnerable, wasn't it? Recently, he was giving them a ring to ask them how they were on the behest of the club. You can imagine how that phone call went. Hello, as that said, it's Bobby Moncur here. Bobby Moncur. And he said, "Oh, Bobby Moncur, fantastic! I remember you lifting the Fairs Cup and you served the club with distinction as captain." Aye, never mind that. I was just wondering, you haven't actually renewed your season ticket. I was wondering if you could, if we could take it off your pension, you know, that kind of thing. But anyway, that's enough of the topical satire on the black and white front. Over to Lee now.
Well, thank you, Gavin, and do something with your hair, mate. Make a bit of effort. You look ridiculous, man. You look ridiculous. So, football, Football. The people's game. The sport of kings. The thing Pele referred to as the beautiful thing. Football. It's getting a lot of stick in it. Being cancelled. It's just not on now, and then if that's not enough, the government have all been like, "I think this is all the footballers' fault. Why don't they give them all of their money?" It's always the footballers, isn't it? Like we all know, some footballers are proper cocks. We know that. But why is it always the footballers who get it? I think it's secretly a hatred of the working classes. No one ever goes, "Well, why don't movie stars give their money?" Or captains of industry, they're way more to blame, aren't they? It's always footballers. Like, it's not fair. Loads of footballers, right, come from really difficult circumstances and get out of them with just that talent. And suddenly they're the bad guys. Like, some of them come from, like, crime-ridden streets of Honduras or slums in the Democratic Republic of Congo or Blakelaw. You know, like, really shit. Sunderland, some of them come from. And they get all this shit, don't they? No one ever goes, "Why doesn't the Queen give them some money?" She's got loads. And loads of people are going to be like, "No, I'm not having that. You slagging the Queen off." Even people who want into the royal family, they always go, "Right, I don't like the royal family, but I like the Queen." And that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, she's the main one, isn't she? She's like the head of it. She kind of is them. It's like, oh, I tell you what, I do not like Sinn Féin, but I do like Martin McGuinness. I like him. I don't like Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. I think it's shit. I like Jonathan Ross on it. I think he's dead good. And all the guests. Doesn't make any sense, right? The Queen, we don't know anything about her. That's the thing, innit? Like, she's someone who keeps everything about her hidden. Like, all we know is her family. A lot of them are a bit, right? But here's the thing. Here's what I think about the Queen. She's 93 years old now. She's of a certain generation. Her husband's definitely, at best, a racist, isn't he? And we're not thinking the Queen's probably proper racist as well. Like, it'd be weird if they had all these years, decades and decades of marriage, and Philip sitting at the dinner table slagging off brown people, and the Queen spending this whole time going, "I disagree, Philip," yet not getting divorced. Right, and the Queen, right? The Queen. All I'm saying, everyone who's like, oh, the Queen's good though. All I'm saying is, if somebody like the Queen, right, who had a husband who's a massive fucking racist, was on benefits her whole life, and one of her kids is a paedophile, if she lived in a council estate, people would put her windows out. You did that speech, didn't you? I feel sorry for her. They have to do this. It's just a ridiculous choice. You need the nation's spirits lifted, and you get a 93-year-old woman to do a stirring speech when Kevin Keegan's right there. The greatest motivator of our lifetimes, Kevin Keegan's right there, and they're not using him. How it would go would be this, right? First off, Keegan, right, he would turn up, he's out of practice, he's probably been playing golf for loads of years. He'd turn up, right, determined, brilliant press conference straight off. And then, oh no, Keegan would find out there'd been promises about funding to the NHS not kept, so he'd be off, right? They can't find him. Don't worry, Terry Mack's got his number. McDermott rings him, brings him back. There's Keegan, and suddenly, out of nowhere, he turns a group of previously mediocre scientists into world beaters. Honestly, they win 7-1 3 times in the same calendar year. It's mental, right? And then, sure, there's that 12-point lead thing, which, incidentally, I think Asprilla gets a lot of stick for that. People go, oh, it's because he bought Asprilla and it all went wrong. I don't think it's that. I think it's what happened is, I think the panic set in when he signed David Batty and replaced Lee Clark with him, and suddenly started thinking, well, instead of scoring 6 goals, we better be a bit more solid defensively. And that's not like an amusing point, but I think it's worth a bit of thought, right? And then suddenly the 12-point lead goes, and then he does the speech, and that's important, by the way. You know, the famous, oh, I'd love it speech, everyone goes, history's remembered it where he did this speech and then they lost a 12-point lead and it was his fault. That's not true. The lead was gone. That speech was very near the end of the season. It's just been remembered wrongly. And he's giving it all like, oh, he's furious now, Keegan. He's furious now about the COVID. Oh, you say that about professionals like the Royal Academy of Scientists. Well, they've still got to go to Huntington Life Science and get some results, and I would love it if we beat this COVID. And then we all know how the story ends. After all the great results and the stirring speeches, fucking Graham Fenton kills all. And Keegan retires, and he quits in the showers, claiming the job's too big for him. He leaves in a helicopter. Kenny Dalglish takes over. Gets rid of all the promising young scientists, replace them with some scientists who, fair enough, were brilliant at Liverpool 10 years earlier. You'll never guess what he does. He appoints his son Paul as the chief medical officer. Doesn't work out. What next? Get this shit-hot Dutchman in. Some sexy medicine. Which apparently, for all the hype, involves getting rid of all the best scientists and replacing them with Jamie McLean. And Bobby Robson comes in, steadies the ship, gets a wholly undeserved statue. People don't like that, but come on, where's Keegan's statue? Where's John Anderson's statue? Ian Bogie. There's loads of choices. So on that unnecessary slurring of a sadly deceased icon, it's back to Gavin in the studio.
Still there, isn't it? Yes, thanks very much, Lee. I've made a bit of an effort with the hair. Yes, do you remember about 4 years ago, the Daily Telegraph did a sting on Sam Allardyce? Remember Sam Allardyce, the former England manager? He used to manage a few other clubs as well. He promised to keep teams up when they probably wouldn't have gone down in the first place. But anyway, he got stung, if you remember, where he took allegedly £400,000 to advise businessmen on how to get round rules as regards like player transfers and the like. Well, a similar thing happened with me and Lee, because we got stung by a reporter in a pub in the East End of Newcastle because we just said that we could get people to do sportsmen's dinners, but we would act like as the middleman. The bloke's name was Nick Dicklick. I knew it was a scam. But anyway, this is how we got on.
This is investigative reporter Nick Dicklick outside a pub in Newcastle. We've got 2 agents that think that they can get anybody I need. So we're going to try. I'm going to put on a name, a voice. We're going to made up a sportsman's dinner. We'll see if I can get anybody what we need.
Well, I mean, that's bad enough, isn't it? Oh, aye, here he comes, aye. Hello, mate. You alright?
Hello,
mate. It's Gavin.
Mr. Dicklick, I'm
Mr.
Lee,
Dicklick,
right?
Mr. Dicklick. Aye.
So, I don't know, are you from the I don't know any Dicklicks around here?
Ah, yeah. There's a long line of Dicklicks.
I knew a Dicklick.
Is it Northumberland or something like that?
Yeah, we're up Alnwick way.
I knew a Dicklick from, I think, Almouth once.
Did you? Aye.
Yeah.
There's a Dicklick up in Almouth.
Aye.
Yeah, there's a few Dicklicks dotting around. Like.
Is there?
Yeah.
That's a funny name, like, I know. Did you change it like by deed pool or something like that?
No, I'm not that aware. What sort of people can we get? What sort of price are we talking?
You tell me.
How much you got?
You tell me.
How much cheddar you got to play with? You know, money, I mean.
Money's no option, man.
Money's no
object.
option.
No object.
Whoa, wait, you know, it's a good job, like, because we didn't come cheap.
So we've got to have our cut, right? We've got to have our cut.
That's before you kick a ball. Do you know what I mean? Or eat a vol one, you know, which could be anyone. And I mean, more football, sure. We'll get about 6,000 or 7,000 in the show. Well, that's, usually, but obviously the venue was only holds about 5,000. But you know, we'll
not that night, mate.
No, you know, so we'll get huge numbers coming in. People laughing their tits off every week. You know,
they fucking love for man. They love for
350, 370, 370, 370.
Is there any manoeuvre on the price, like?
Aye, upwards.
You're not supposed to laugh. Right.
Fucking right. Oh, we can get you.
Right. All right. What sort of people are you looking for this dinner, like, you know?
Oh, well, a bit of entertainment, you know, a bit of some big names. I'm wanting big names.
Big names. We can do big names.
Keep this to yourself, but if the money's right, I could have got you Scylla. I could have. You know, I know that sort of person.
No, we're not talking singers, man. Not singers, man.
I couldn't get Scylla, like. But I can get you Bencham Scylla. You know, it's like Scylla, which is from Bencham.
Just all the hits. Shazaz, the Beatles, all sorts, man.
Aye.
Very good.
And so I can get you her and...
how much are we talking?
Do you mean
their fee or, like...
A bit of our fee, you know, like, on a consultation, you know, level, like, you know.
What are you talking about?
Well, like, you know, she might be, say, 50... But we'd need 50. Each.
That way, man. What, I'm paying you double what I'm paying her?
Wait, hey, who else will get you Scylla?
Do you have a number, do you?
Well, no, but...
Right, exactly, we've got a number.
How much
we're in negotiation with the Pope at the minute to get him on, because he's a football fan.
Aye, who's he support, like?
Pope Davy, isn't it, of Argentina? Who's he support?
Aye, yeah. Is he in Newcastle?
You know, as well.
When's the Pope over? Will we be able to get him first?
You cannot speak to us with it, and we cannot see when the Pope's are, you know, and it's awkward as well, because I'm actually Protestant, you know what I mean?
I'm a Hindu.
Exactly, so it's...
yeah.
Well, you're entertainment and ex-footballers.
Yeah, most definitely so.
So you can get...
big names, like big names. None of these nobodies.
I can get Mike Hooper, I reckon. Mike Hooper.
I'll get you... I can get you the entire West Allotment team.
Well, how much? How much
West
we're talking?
Allotment Celtic, or well, they need bait. Petula Clark with Petula Clark and with Peter with Petula Clark and Peter with.
They work together a lot.
Be good.
Singer.
Singer. People coming in, sitting down. Singer would be good.
Oh, I know what you mean.
And get you Dolly Parton.
The Dolly Parton.
A Dolly Parton.
You can get a Dolly Parton, which we've got exclusive rights on A Dolly Parton and B Dolly Parton, but A is better, isn't she?
I think so. Aye.
Bigger tits.
Believably Dolly Parton, if you know what I'm saying.
Actually, Double D Dolly Parton's the one you want, but I think she's tied in with.
She's in Vegas, is she now?
She's with Johnny Vegas, I think.
Any manoeuvre on Alan Gowland? You get a bit of Gowland?
Trouble is, I don't know whether Gowland would date, because he hates buffets.
Like, to be honest, Gowland will do it. We can get Gowland for 2, but we're wanting like 15 each.
15 each for that, like.
Well, why can't I just go and get Gowland?
Do you know his number?
Why even I just can't.
Good luck with that, mate. Fucking hell.
Oh, hey, man.
Do you know where he lives, do you?
No.
Right,
no,
well,
So,
you go on. Can't get Gowling then, can you?
that's
talking the entire Hartlepool United promotion team from 1989. Well, not all of them.
No, a lot of them couldn't do it.
But they've signed a tennis racket. I didn't have a ball. Milligan Nesbitt.
We can get, Billy Connolly. Get your Billy Connolly.
With 2 ends.
Yeah, he looks a lot like him.
Looks like him. Like,
He's Welsh though.
Welsh.
Welsh Billy, aye. You know, like...
I've heard that Welsh Billy Connolly with 2 ends.
Aye.
It's good, it's good. So we're looking at about 20 for that, I reckon.
Each. Oh, aye, 20 each.
How much for? So how much in total?
Well,
what's 20 and 20?
I tell you what.
Each.
Do you give you a Carol Vorderman?
Wait, and that's someone who knows her.
And our lass who can do maths.
Oh, that'll do, aye. That'll do.
Don't forget, the PayPal address is up on your screen now if you would like to donate to the Footbaall Show. Thank you very much for watching so far.
Scored by him as he sits down. And then there was this lad called Barry Hunter, he was manager, Northern Ireland National. Aye. And I'm manager of Russian Diamonds. I'm here if I've got to do, improve my career, I've got to do this. And so Gaza stood up and he says, oh well, obviously I'm Paul Gascoigne, I'm addicted to Mars bars, and, alcohol, drugs, out, I'm addicted out, gambling out, no. So I stood up and went, well, I'm the ball boy, because I'm not international or no, but just happy to be here. And then this kid called Stefan Posma, he's a big Dutch, I'm a big Dutch international goalkeeper, I play for Aston Villa, and he says, I have something I must share with you as a group, because on Sunday there will be in the news of the world.
I remember this, time.
Aye. So, well done. And so he says, I am getting blackmailed, and my club won't allow me to pay them. And the shrink went, no, you can't. You don't have to divulge this information. He says, well, it's going to come out, so I want to do it now. And I don't know what you can. And the shrink says, Stefan, are you sure you want to divulge this conversation? Yes. He says, my girlfriend has been, I didn't take the key off her, she's went back into my flat, installed some videos, and she's went news to the world, and she wants £50,000 from me to not go to the news of the world, but when I've paid it, so it's coming out on Sunday. So it's like this, it's crying. What the fuck's the videos of me? Now we're gathering on. So the shrink says, well, okay, Stefan, so what's the videos about? He says, well, I am bent over and she has a strap-on dildo and she's possibly from the horse and I am screaming and she wants £50,000 and she is now going to go, it will be in Sunday. So Gaza still says, well that fucking trumped me.
I must get to the bottle bank. Paul Malcolm there, very funny man, and goalkeeper for Newcastle United, Barnsley, Durham City, and Rochdale, and Doncaster, Shrewsbury, Bournemouth. He was a goalkeeper for a lot of teams. Anyway, that was him. Irvin Natras is in the background. Right, now, back a couple of years ago, another England manager, Graham Taylor sadly died, and me and Lee did a tribute to him, chronicling his darkest hour, shall we say, against Holland in the 1993 qualifier for the 1994 World Cup, where England went out to a goal from Koeman over the wall, then a second one, and it was in Rotterdam or Amsterdam, or I don't do research, it wastes time. Anyway, why don't you have a look at this?
Can we not twat it?
It's knock it, isn't it?
Knock it, that's me.
Knock it.
Can we not fuck it?
No, it's can we not knock it?
Can we not knock it? What does that mean?
Well, can we not knock the bar? Can we not, instead of launching ones, can we not knock it?
Wait, what's the point? Just fucking hoof the cunt?
No, it's not. This is why we got promoted, because we weren't fucking hoofing the cunt. We want to knock it, you know? We're going to knock. Can we not knock it?
See, they're confused now. Isn't that what you're on about?
They're not confused. They shouldn't be confused. If they're confused, we should replace them with some other fucking players.
Well, they're all shit, man.
They're not all shit, man. You're negative, man. Calm yourself, dude. You're the boss.
Right, I'll fucking take charge. Fucking squeeze! What does that mean? I don't know. Shout something. Call someone a cunt.
Alright, lads!
Alright, lads! Come on, lads! Oh, good effort, good effort. Hard to pay, lads. Hard to pay. Can't hear it.
Picking up on it.
It's good to do. It's fucking. Can we not fuck it?
It's not it.
Knock it.
Fucking
Knock it.
knock it.
You're living in a dream world,
I'm not
Webster.
living in a dream world. It's fucking knock it, man.
Lads! Do you know what knock it means? They're not listening to it. They're not fucking. He's hungover. He's fucking hungover, that cunt.
Hey, mate. Away. That's a human being.
He's a human man. He's a
human being who's got a drink problem.
He's
mate.
aware.
Don't talk to human beings like that, mate. I'm not worried about these fuckers. Backward bastards. Come on!
Fuck it!
Away! Away, lads!
That's good, that.
Away! That's better.
Gone down the fucking line. Can you run the line? The line seems not.
Away, man! Fucking away, man! Away! That's better.
That's a good now.
Shall we both do that? Away!
Yeah, fucking away! Come on! Fucking
right back to
watch it. Come on, knock it!
Come on, knock it! Come on,
knock it!
Come on, knock it! Knock it! Get it knocked! Put it in the mixer! Put it in the mixer! Put it where it hurts, man!
Ref, sub. Right, I think this calls for a change.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right, I think
change.
I think we need a big man on. Get the crosses into the back stick.
Down the back, yeah.
Or a small man on.
Or a small man, yeah,
big,
or a small man, yeah, I agree.
I reckon this calls for. We'll get Steve to warm up. Give Steve a shout.
Steve a shout.
Steve. No, not Steve. What about?
Not Steve.
Maybe Doug. Get Doug on. Big Doug.
Big Doug. Doug.
Get Doug and Steve to warm up. Who do you think we should bring on? Doug or Steve? I reckon Doug.
Doug's a good shout, yeah.
Or Steve, I think it's
Steve's a good shout as well, yeah. Steve's tall.
Just think as long as we bring this Gary Yates fella off, it's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good shout, that.
Doug, get your fucking arse up, man! Fuck's sake, that fucking hell! Fucking hell!
Get back in your area.
Tell your mate, he's cost me my job, right? Tell your mate, he's cost me my fucking job. That's the miner's welfare.
I can't tell him.
Fair enough, mate. You know what I mean? Fair enough. Good man. Good man. He's just cost us my job, that's all.
I know, but
Do I not like being cost me job?
I cannot say that. I'm from FIFA.
It's fair enough.
From FIFA, and I cannot do anything. Get back in your area.
Yeah, he's a human being, innit? Have you put a shit in a bag? Dirty bastard. Yeah, can we not fuck the cunt?
I told you to get back in your area.
Proper quarters there, you know.
Caught you. Did catch you.
It's a good result this today against these, you know.
Yeah.
1-0 defeat's not to be ashamed of, is it?
No, it's
good result.
Yeah, it's something to be proud of, that.
We should be doing better though.
Should be doing better, yeah, you're right.
It's not good enough, is it?
No,
it's not good enough at all.
No.
Been a good sketch, this.
It'd be a great sketch.
So I think they like it.
Yeah, I hope
they might think it's shit though.
They might think it's shit.
Gav wasn't good in it, was he? Yeah?
No, Gav wasn't good, no.
No, he was pretty good. He was
Yeah, it was good.
Because he had to play
yeah,
two. Do you think they'll believe he was a fourth official as well as Laurie McMenemy?
Well, he changed his top, didn't he?
Yeah, he was very believable as Laurie McMenemy.
Yeah.
Didn't buy him as fucking the fourth official though.
I thought it was good. It was good.
Are you disagreeing with us? You're fucking sacked, Phil. Fuck off.
Yeah, we've had loads of guests on. I'm going to reminisce about some of the guests. We had some great ones, some other ones. There's a fella, Bobby Kerr was on, right? If you don't know Bobby Kerr was the Sunderland captain in 1973, and he was very aggressive and unpleasant, one-word answers. And before he went on, he said to us, right, could you not mention the 1973 Cup final? I'm sick of talking about it. And I thought, you might as well fuck off, Bobby. It's like having Neil Armstrong on and I'm going, could you not bring up that moon shit? Then you have all the arguments that a lot of the old professionals give the same arguments. I remember interviewing Mickey Horswell and he was all like, oh, the problem is in those days, it was really difficult to get an England cap. It was proper in those days when I played in the 70s. It was really difficult, not like now, they just hand England caps out willy-nilly, everyone can get one. They should do it like they did in the 70s, and he's wrong, isn't he? Because the last World Cup, England got to the semi-finals, and in the 70s they didn't qualify for any tournament after 1970. It's almost like Mickey Horsfall's full of shit. The guests we've had the most regularly is, of course, legendary Newcastle United. It's hard to call him a legendary Newcastle United centre-forward because, I mean, he's not Les Ferdinand, is he? But I reckon out of most of the centre-forwards in Newcastle history, if they had a fight, he'd do pretty well, right? And that is aggressive pit man, Alan Shoulder. If you don't know Alan Shoulder, he's kind of like Alan Shearer if he scored loads less goals and did absolutely nothing for charity. He makes a point of that. And my favourite anecdote about Alan is, he's a funny man, he's a funny man, and we did one of the shows in Carlisle and he got really drunk afterwards because in Carlisle he's a bit of a legend. Like in Newcastle he's one of a lineage of centre forwards, but in Carlisle he's one of their greatest ever players in one of their greatest ever teams, so he was a bit full of himself and he'd had a drink, and in all seriousness he claimed to be better at football than Maradona, or as he called him, that Maradona. He said, I'm better than that Maradona. And I'm not sure. In fairness, Alan, you are terrifying, but I don't know if you are better than Maradona. It's close, I'll give you that. And he said, yeah, but could Maradona have scored 21 goals in one season for Carlisle from the left wing? Me and Gavin both agreed that, yeah, the difference is he wouldn't have been playing for Carlisle. Like, Alan also thinks that it's ridiculous that Newcastle sold him when they bought Kevin Keegan because he was a much better player, and that must be true because famously when players are really great they move from Newcastle to Carlisle, don't they? And I said, I'm not sure you were better than Maradona. I think he would have easily scored 21 goals in the season for Carlisle from the left wing. In fairness to Alan, he thought it through, and he thought it through and he replied, he went, yeah, that's fair enough, he probably would have. But he wasn't beaten. He said, yeah, he probably would have. But would he have tracked back? And it's a good point, isn't it? You can't argue with work ethic. Similarly, I think I'm probably a better comedian than Richard Pryor at his peak. Now I know, you might be going, that's ridiculously. He's one of the greats, Pryor, man. He's one of the greats, Pryor. But I'll ask you this. Could Richard Pryor, if he was still around, I'll be fair, if he was still around, could Richard Pryor get up before noon during a pandemic and record a hastily put together, half thought through comedy set filmed on his phone that is sort of balanced on a ladder? Yeah, fair enough, he probably could, couldn't he? But could he do it not on fire? Remember? He's burned. That's unpleasant, isn't it? Well, I was in a hurry.
Thank you very much, Lee. Right, well, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you again next week if we're still on lockdown. Before we do go, just to say, well done to Sunderland Association Football Club for taking a lead before the virus kicked in by keeping a respectful distance between them and Coventry City and Rotherham United at the top of the League One table. Commiserations to South Shields. The lights have gone out on the promotion campaign, but hopefully they'll be back next season. Anyway, that's me off now. I'm so bored I could read all of Heaton Standington's programmes from last season, but instead I'm away out now to break into a department store and steal some ladies' gloves. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye bye.